This is the Nintendo Wii U Pro controller. It's a fantastic controller, but it's very, very expensive. Despite the Wii U being discontinued, it still retails at £60 in the UK. I paid about 60, 65 to get it from, I think it was Japan a few years ago, might have been Hong Kong. It's a fantastic controller, but it is very, very expensive. This is a cheap Chinese knockoff. Looks the same, costs $11.99 from GearBest, or about £9. So for a fifth or sixth of the cost, you can get a Pro style controller for the Nintendo Wii U. Now, it only works for the Wii U. This isn't designed for phones or PCs. There's maybe a workaround, but it is designed specifically for the Wii U. So what I'm going to do is show you the controllers in more detail, and then we'll jump over to my Wii U, and we'll give it a shot, and we'll see how it performs. So on my left-hand side here, I have the Chinese version. On the right-hand side, I have the original. They look identical. This is kind of got a kind of off color, creamy color. I'm not sure if that's coming across in the camera because of the lights, but it's a little bit more creamy, and this is more like white. Apart from the Wii U branding, you know, button-wise, they look the same. They act in the same way. You can see I've connected to my Wii U. And let's weigh them. Start off with the official one. 213 grams. $187 grams. It's about an ounce lighter. So slightly lighter, but to be honest, when you pick it up, I don't feel a huge difference, if I'm honest. Maybe a little bit, not by much. Well, you can see here, all the buttons are the same. The Chinese version comes in this plain white box. It was packaged up a little bit. Came with a little manual. Says you must pair it with the Wii U console. And it came with a charging cable, which I've got plugged into a power bank right now. And, you know, plugs in, get it the right way. See it there it's charging. Same cable as the Wii U, Pro. So, yeah, I mean, they've essentially copied the controller. Everything is the same. And if I turn it around, you can see you've got the sync button, just like the Wii U controller. This is how you sync it to your Wii U. You push the sync button on your Wii U, and then you push the button here, and it will sync. They put a quality control passed over the screw. Apart from that, it looks the same. Yeah, it does look exactly the same. This one says rating 5 volts. This one says rating 5 volts. Yeah, there doesn't seem to be much about it. I mean, this one, I'm calling this one a Chinese knockoff, but you can see here, this one's made in China as well, as is everything. So they've copied it. The colour's a little bit, it's not coming through in the camera but because of the lights, but this one is a little bit more kind of creamy, I would say, than white. You know, thumbsticks wise, feels okay. I mean, you're not going to get the same, right? Let's get that out of the way. This is the better controller. Of course it is. It's an official controller. It's expensive. There's more love put into this one. But, you know, I'm not saying don't buy this one. I'm saying, you know, if you need to save money, this is a good option. If you want a second or third controller, perhaps you use this one yourself for playing, you know, a football game or a fighting game. But every now and then a friend comes over. Maybe this is why you would buy something like this. I mean, it's one of those things. I mean, I'm trying to, there's obviously a slight difference, but it's ever so slight. You know, it's not night and day. You know, there's, to be honest, if this was more white and it had a Wii U sticker on it, I honestly think this would fool a lot of people. Because it's, yeah, it feels, I mean, it feels great in the hand. You know, as far as design goes, as far as, that goes, obviously it's the same. Ergonomically, it's the same controller. I can't feel any difference. It all feels good. And I don't know. I mean, normally with these kind of things, you think, okay, it's not going to last as long, but it doesn't appear to be built in a poor way. Design-wise, it feels like it's going to, you know, last for years. I don't think there'll be a problem that way. So yeah, I've already connected up to my Wii U, and it connects fine. It connects as quickly as the official one. There's no problems there. So yeah, I've not actually, I mean, I've connected, but I've not actually played it yet. So from a design point of view, I think it looks good, feels good. Buttons feel okay. I honestly can't feel a huge difference between the controls. But what I'm going to do now is jump over to my Wii U, and I'll stick this overhead camera over so that you can see me playing it, so you can see how I'm playing it. But I suspect it's going to be fine. So let's jump over. We'll start off with Mario Brothers U, and then maybe we can put on a little Zelda. Let's get to it. So I'm now over at my computer, and what will I put on? So I've got the Chinese, or the cheap version of the Wii U Pro controller. I've got new Super Mario Brothers U. And it feels okay, you know, like, you know, everything's connecting okay, and there's no problems. It's been a while since I've played this, actually. I need to remember the buttons. Right. Oh, I had to pick a water level. Oh, I didn't hit him. That was miles away. As a kid, I hated these levels. They weren't fun. Oh. Well, at least I've become big now. The controller feels good. And to be honest, you don't realise that you're playing a knockoff controller. I mean, I'm a big fan of the original Wii U Pro controller. I've said that in many videos that it's one of my favourite controllers. Don't get me wrong, when you switch between the PS4 controller and this one, you kind of jump around at the wrong buttons at the wrong time because, you know, over there you're used to the buttons being there. But, you know, when you get used to it again, it's excellent. Payback time now. Ah, that's unfair. Right, I just want to get through this level. This was the worst level ever to show you guys. I should yeah, I'm going to come out. Nothing to do with me. It was a level. Of course it was a level. Okay, let's see. Yeah, fun level. AKA easy level. No, I've not done this section yet. I'm not that far into the game actually, which is why we're getting a preview. Okay, Frosty Glacier numero uno. Right, this is better. I was up there. Why is it? It's so long since I played this. Yeah, I mean, I think, as you can see already, it just plays like a normal controller. I'm really impressed with it, actually. Really impressed. You know, for example, if you were... oh, I can't quit because I've not done this level yet. You know, if you were playing a 4-player game with friends, for example, maybe FIFA's like a bad example. There was, FIFA 13 came out for the Wii U, but a 4-player game and you wanted some cheap controllers, or you're just missing a controller or two for friends, I think this is a good option. I'm not saying, to be honest, it's a good option for your main controller as well, because it doesn't feel any different. Okay, let's pause and we'll see what it's like with this baby. So here I am in Zelda Breath of the Wild. It's been a while since I played this as well. This is a game I really need to get back into. Such a fantastic game. And it really is fantastic on the Wii U. It is probably the best game on the Wii U. It's just a shame they released it so late, but yeah, it's a fantastic game. Really do love it. So I apologize. This is my disclaimer. I've not played this in a while, so this is my disclaimer for, you know, not being good at it, because I'll spend a minute or two figuring out the controls and then we'll be good to go. Okay. Oh, that's not good. Okay, right. Need to get a stick. I'm used to playing this in the big gamepad. It feels a little weird doing this. Nothing to do with the controller. All the buttons feel great though. Do you know, there's absolutely nothing wrong with the... You know, when you're running around, there's no problem. It's controlling just as you thought it would. Yeah, I'm very impressed with this. This was sent to me by GearBest, so many thanks to GearBest for doing that. I really do appreciate them supporting me and my channel. But, you know, I have a healthy level of skepticism when it comes to things like this. When something seems too good to be true, it normally is. You know, and at $11.99, I really should be running here. $11.99, your expectations are low. You kind of think, okay, if it's okay, it'll survive, it'll work as a second controller. Oh, got a rusty halberd. So you're not really... Oh, I don't have it. Too many weapons. And, yeah, your expectations are low. Uh-oh, those things are bad. I don't like those things. Those kill you. I don't want to be getting in a fight. Everybody can see how bad I am. I'm going to die right now. I'm going to die right now. Yeah, I am. Sorry, guys. Yeah, your expectations. Oh, I'm still here. What am I doing? I'm too. I thought I was dead. Yeah, I thought I was dead there. I should have been dead. In my defense, I am behind an overhead camera and my microphone. That's my get out clause. Yeah, I think with a controller like this, your expectations are low initially. They should be. I mean, you're buying a controller that's like $12. So you shouldn't expect the world. But I'll be honest, they've actually delivered. I mean, it doesn't feel like a fake controller. You know, I've bought a lot of cheap controllers in the past. Even going back to the SNES, I had some third-party controllers that I used for like the second or third controller. And even back then, they were never as good as the main one, but this isn't as good as the main one. But to be honest, like when I'm playing it here, I can't notice any difference. You know, I'm a big supporter of always getting the official controller. You know, the 99 times out of 100, they're always the best controller. But I must admit, when you're talking about spending $10 instead of 60, it's easy to recommend this. I think that's enough of you seeing me playing very badly at the Wii U. But the most important thing here wasn't the fact that I'm bad at the Wii U. The most important thing here was the controllers. Specifically, this one, the cheap one. And this is really good. Doesn't look as good, you know, it doesn't have the Wii U branding, etc. It's not as white, so I guess, you know, I don't know, maybe it's a little bit cheap looking in that regard, but it is a fantastic controller. When I was playing the games there, I wasn't thinking I'm playing with a cheap controller. I wasn't thinking this isn't the official controller. I was just playing the game, and, you know, I don't get any impressions that this isn't going to last the test of time. It seems to be constructed in a very similar way. And I love Nintendo. I've got 4 of the Wii Motes. I've got nunchucks. I've got steering wheels. I've got the official Pro controller. I don't know if you call me a fanboy, but I am a big Nintendo fan. And this is really, really impressive. There it's there, guys. $11.99. That's insane. Now, again, I need to stress, this is only for the Wii U. This isn't designed for PC or Android or anything like that. Maybe there is a way around it. Maybe there is a workaround where you can use this with your computer or something like that. But I would only go out and buy this if you have a Wii U. So if you've got a Wii U and you're looking at buying another controller, or maybe you always wanted the Wii U Pro controller and you thought, quite rightfully, that it is too expensive. It is. It's the same with the Pro controller for the Switch. They're very, very expensive. But if you wanted to buy this, you know, buy the Wii U Pro controller, and you put off by the money, then you might want to give this a blast. $11.99 delivered, £9. It's a very cheap investment. So, you know, if this was 40 or 50 or something like this, I'd maybe be saying just go with the official controller. But based on price alone, based on the fact it looks the same, feels the same, a little bit lighter, but you don't really feel that when you're playing. D-pad feels good, thumbsticks feel good. Yeah, I'm very impressed. Honestly, I didn't have high expectations of this. I never do when a controller is like a fifth or sixth of the cost of the official one. But I'm really impressed by this. I really am impressed, and I can see why these are selling very well. The only disappointment is the fact that I don't think, hopefully I'm wrong, but I don't think that this works with the Switch. If it did, then I would imagine this would be selling much, much better. But if you've got a Wii U, definitely look into this. For a backup controller, or if you don't have the official Wii U Pro controller, this is a great buy. I'll leave a link to the listing. You can check it out. Many thanks to GearBest for sending me this. I know it's a cheap item, but, you know, just send me this out. I really do appreciate it, guys. So thanks to the good lads at GearBest. So, guys, I'll leave a link to it. Let me know what you think. And, yeah, thumbs up for this one. Take care, guys. Speak soon.